Hi there, I'm Ken Lammers. Welcome to Minor League Matters. And today we're going to go over the things that caught my eye over the last week in the minor leagues in hockey, soccer, and baseball. And with that, let's get cracking. Okay, so we're going to start out with hockey. Wearing a hockey jersey, we ought to start with that, I guess. The thing that really caught my eye this week is what you're seeing here. The Birmingham Bulls are today, this being Saturday, having a game, a match in which they, of course, will be wearing the USA jersey, and they've convinced I guess that's Fayetteville, whatever the Fayetteville Marksman Foxes, I guess, will be wearing the CCCP jersey. Uh, and at the end of the match, in the end of the game, they are going to auction these off, which is cool and unfortunate for me because if they do it through their website, I know I'm going to be bidding. Now, I of course can't bid too high. I only have so much money, but if I can sneak in and get a couple of these for $75 or $100 and shipping, I might very well have myself two jerseys. Anyway, I had anybody out there who's interested, go there tonight after their match, bid, get yourself a jersey if you can. Next, we got kind of a mixed story, and I actually did this one as I put it in hockey because it's hockey season. But FC Cincinnati is organizing an outing where on the 28th of February, their fans are going to go watch the Cincinnati Cyclones play. It's good to see cross pollination like this. They're both top level minor leagues. They're both minor league sports, and going to each is a good thing. Both of these, by the way, in case you've not been to Cincinnati to either of these, both of these pack stadiums. Cincinnati Cyclones fill their stadium, or they put a lot of people in there. The last time I was there were a couple sections they had closed off that they opened up. I'm watching ushers peel back canvas covers so that they can have more seats for people. They put people in their seats, and obviously FC Cincinnati, has a big boom this last year. They put a lot of people in seats, so it's good to see this. Cincinnati is a great sporting town. Beyond that, a little bit less important, but interesting. If you buy a jersey from from Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs, they will give you a free pullover, right? Not happy about this because I bought a jersey earlier this year and, then walked out and sat down in my seat and realized the jersey I bought, which was the blue one up here, is not the jersey they were wearing on the rink, on the ice. They had a really cool red jersey that said dogs across the top and a star on it. And I had that blue jersey, which is a little bit too cluttered. And if it hadn't been for the fact that they were a Virginia team and I was in Virginia, I'd have not bought the thing. I live in Virginia. That's going to be a big issue with me next week when I go watch the Norfolk Admirals, if whether or not I buy their jersey, which at least online is incredibly expensive, more than pro jerseys. Okay, so moving on to soccer. This was cool. This lady is Sydney Leroy. I realize that I am not from Louisiana, France, or Quebec, so I may be pronouncing that wrong. But Orlando Pride have brought her on board. Apparently, her husband plays in Orlando too. And she brought her son to the announcement, right? And to the press thing. And what you're seeing here is a still shot of kind of the superhero still shot thing. Go to Twitter. I put it up on my Twitter account, LammersK, at Twitter, Lammers K. But they go to the Orlando Pride site, and I'm sure you can find it really easily. Uh, it's cool. They do it. It's an in motion thing. They've done some sort of 3D thing, so they pop out, and it really looks superheroish. And it is very cool. It's cool that she brought her son, and it's cool the way they did the video. So go to Orlando Pride or go to my Twitter and watch it. Other things in soccer, Bethlehem Steel in the USL announced a new logo, which is very similar to the old logo. Apparently, the letters and all that have been lightened up some, and the snake has been lightened up some. I still don't know what a snake around a girder means, but okay. And I think that they may have had blue background before, and it's just black. It's minor changes. It probably make it pop more on their uniform and on their kit or jersey, whatever you want to say, but not too terribly huge. And another kind of minor story is that North Carolina FC and North Carolina Courage, the male and female teams in Cary, are going to have Shirt Week next week, and they are going to every day have a new T-shirt for sale. So you might want to look at that. They usually do a pretty good job, and they have, because their symbols are pretty good, usually pretty good shirts. At least they do for North Carolina FC. Courage might use a little reworking on it, but it's okay. And then the Minneapolis FC, which is the Crows, I guess, came out with this one jersey on the top left here, which they called their stealth jersey, and it's okay. I'm not a big fan of pink and black, but maybe you are. And I kind of like the logo on it. But I got to say, if you're going to get, a Minneapolis jersey, get their main jersey, which is the white one here. That is just a cool, cool jersey. I would swear I saw a reversed colored one of this, which was black with all what reversed colors basically. And if I could find that one again, I'd buy it in a second. I got to say, I'm impressed by what they're selling. I mean, you can get this jersey. Apparently, Minneapolis is the only place in the world where soccer teams realize that fat people exist, because they do actually sell a triple X jersey, and at $60. Their jerseys are $60, which is a really good deal. And I hate to sound like somebody who's doing an advertisement, but go buy their jerseys. I mean, they're cool jerseys at a decent price, and I'm gonna pull that trigger eventually. Have not yet, but I can see it coming. So next thing we've got is the PDL has announced its conferences, and it has announced its schedule. And if you're interested, go hunt them up. About the only one I'm really probably going to go see is the Otters down in Johnson City, or I guess they're called the Tri-Cities Otters. But other than that, they are around everywhere. This one and the NPSL are the big, big minor leagues, which are all over the country, even though they're not tier 1, 2, or 3. The NPSL is doing more of a slow roll, where every few days they announce this conference or that conference or whatever has done theirs. PDL just did it all at once. It's going to be interesting to see how the PDL, USL 3, and USL 2 play together, because PDL, as I understand it, is attached to USL. And USL has made, there's been some rumbling about the USL doing promotion relegation between 2 and 3. And if they do it between 2, 3, and 4, I mean, the USL has done good things. They've shown themselves to be really competent, and it'll be interesting to see how all that plays out. But that's later stuff. Talk about. Go look up your local PDL team and see where it is and when it plays. Let's move on to baseball. CanAm League has announced that the Dominican Republic and Salina will join the CanAm League. For those of you who don't know, the Dominican Republic team is just going to be a traveling team. made up of teams from the players from Dominican Republic. The Salina team is a team that's kind of floated. It was, I think, originally a Pecos League team, and then ended up in the American Association, and now is in CanAm. But it is not a. It's got a home field, but the home field is basically your local your local metro field, with the city has put together, and it's not a field that you would see for most of these kind of teams. So my understanding is that Salina is primarily a travel team, although it may have some few games at home. That's the way they worked it when they were with the American Association. I don't see that changing. But it is interesting that they will have these two teams. And they do say that they'll join the schedule. They don't say they'll join the league. So don't expect them to be there permanently. Salina may actually have a chance if they could actually build a stadium or something, but not the way they are now. And next thing we've got is the Durham Bulls have announced their uniforms for the next year. Of course, as you can see here, that way, they've chosen the traditional one. They've got that. I mean, they're stuck with that jersey. No matter what they do, they got to do the Durham Bulls jersey because the movie, because it's what everybody expects. I mean, that's the Durham Bulls, right? Now, the bottom left here is a bull with city put across it, which I guess is meant to be Durham City. It's a kind of cool logo. I'm not sure why they're being so proprietary or whatever you want to call it. They're very the city thing. Other than I guess if you're right there where you've got Durham, Raleigh, Cary, everything else all piled on to each other, and really one big city, whether they want to admit it or not. You can differentiate yourself by wearing the bull and where it says city. And then there's their visitors jersey, the gray one below me, which has the unfortunate thing of having the glowing, shiny letters. I realize that the other ones have shininess on them too, probably at the numbers, but the shiny name across the front is not good. It looks glittery. It looks like something a 12-year-old girl would do. It's not a good thing. This is the kind of thing that pops up on jerseys every once in a while, and God willing, lasts 1 year, goes no further, but it's not a good jersey look. Or at least it's not a good jersey look on the internet, and I suspect not in person as well. So that's it for this week's roundup of things I found interesting out on the web about the various minor league sports. If you want to pimp something else good, or, well, say something else good about some other team, something that's going on, please, not Star Wars night or something like that everybody does, or fireworks. But anything really kind of unusual or interesting, or if you think I've got something wrong or anything, down below, make comments. I will try to read all the comments. I cannot promise that I will reply because day job, I got to earn money somehow. YouTube ain't going to give me money for this, at least not for any time in the foreseeable future. If you like this video, hit like. If you like everything you're seeing around here, hit subscribe, and then go watch every one of the videos 900 times, because that's about the only way I'll ever monetize this on YouTube. And besides that, I've just really got one piece of advice. Go watch the minor league sports. I'll see you soon.